Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Dunsbergen, Golden Harvest Agronomist in southeast Iowa and northeast Missouri. Today I want to discuss peak water usage in soybeans. I know, right now we are experiencing too much water instead of too little water, but we have a lot of season yet to go and weather patterns can change quickly. Additionally, there are multiple areas across the Corn Belt that are experiencing drought stress, so let's discuss it. When soybeans begin to experience drought, vegetative growth is diminished and soybeans are often shorter with smaller leaves. Soybeans will then begin to flip their leaves over so the underside of the leaves is turned up. Additionally, soybean root growth changes during drought conditions as well. Under normal soil conditions, soybean rooting depth will average 5 to 6 feet. However, more than 75% of soybean roots are going to grow in the top 1.5 feet of soil. Under drought stress, that changes. Soybean roots in the upper soil profile will actually grow more slowly under drought stress. The soybean compensates by moving photosynthates to roots to enable them to grow more rapidly in the lower soil profile, forcing the soybean plants to root down, if you will. The greatest water demand for soybean actually occurs from the early pod set through the seed fill stages, with soybeans being most sensitive to drought stress at that full pod set and early seed set. That's R4 to R5 in the growth stages of soybean plants. During this time, water use can be as high as 0.3 inches per day. So on average, during this time, your soybean plants are going to need about 2 inches per week. Drought effect on soybeans are generally not as severe as corn. This is a result of overlapping of developmental stages. Short-term, moderate water deficits during vegetative growth stages generally do not impact soybean yield. When short-term drought stress results in flower or pod abortion, new flowers and new pods will reset when conditions improve. In fact, soybeans will abort 70% of their flowers in a normal year. So growth rates of water-stressed soybeans return to normal when soil water levels return to normal. Now, during prolonged drought stress, as the stress continues to occur later and later through pod set and the seed filling stages, the ability of soybeans to compensate becomes less likely to occur. In fact, once a soybean plant hits R5, the ability of your soybean plant to compensate for drought stress is really null and void at that time. When seed fill begins, soybeans still need 6 to 7 inches of water use to get to maturity. Drought stress reduces pod number as a result of flower and pod abortion. Seeds per pod and seed size can also be affected by drought stress, but the larger yield reductions is due to reduced number of pods. Yield loss from drought stress is compounded by the lack of nitrogen mineralization and nitrogen fixation. In dry conditions, soybean nodules cease nitrogen fixation because of a lack of soil moisture and a lack of carbohydrate supply from the soybean plant. So, to wrap up, remember, soybeans are most sensitive to drought stress R4 to R5, that's when they're most sensitive. And that doesn't happen till August. And that's why August rains typically bring higher soybean yields. Once again, I'm Ryan Dunsbergen, Golden Harvest Agronomist. Thanks for watching.